What's going on, man? This your boy Big Homie Ace, and y'all already know what's about to go down. We back at another episode of the podcast, Just a Conversation, because we keeping it 100, man. And y'all already know we finna jump straight into it. We ain't gonna leave nothing on the table today. I got your boy in the building, Reggie Smith. Man, what do you identify as? Because you got so many titles.
Hey, they call me the Sauce Boss, man.
Okay.
Reggie D, the Sauce Boss.
Okay, bad,
Oh,
bad.
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Sauce boss. So you the sauce boss now.
Yeah.
But let's take it back, man, to where it all began.
Oh, man, it started a while ago, Pure Ultra Lounge.
Okay.
That's where all this started, man, in my club. You know,
Gotcha.
the cooking, the food, the playing in the kitchen, but that's where it started with all my products.
Okay.
But it started way before that with entrepreneurship, man.
Okay.
I had a collection agency. I had a 32-man agency down in the Central West End.
God,
Yeah, I had a pretty nice size call center down there.
Okay.
So I started off down there with that. I had my nail salon in Florissant.
How old was you at this time?
Oh, man, probably about 30.
God,
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. Club Rio on the east side,
Yes,
you know.
yes,
Yeah,
I remember Club Rio.
Long time ago. Junkyard Bar and Grill,
Wait a minute, you had Club Rio?
Yeah.
Which one? Because I know it was like two versions.
It was the second version.
Okay.
It was after Fletcher, may he rest in peace. It was after Fletcher passed.
Okay.
Went into business with his sister, and
Gotcha.
and we rejuvenated Club Rio.
Okay.
Before eminent domain came in and tore us down, of course.
Gotcha.
You know, and actually that's Shorty the Prince. That's his song.
Originated,
that's
yes,
where it
I
originated,
remember
man.
that. I
Yeah, it
remember
originated over in my spot, man. When I had him as my host.
Gotcha. I remember.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up coming to Club Rio through Lisa. She was a picture person.
Lisa was doing my pictures then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, we go back a long time.
Yeah.
I think my daughter was 16 then, man. She's 31 now.
Yeah,
It's been a long time, man, because she had a sweet 16 there. Yeah. So I've been doing business for a long time, man, and I've been playing the entrepreneur game until I finally got a good grip on it.
Okay.
You know.
So who would you say installed that in you? Because, was it something you felt like you were just born with, or did you have that blueprint in front of you?
Nobody gave me a blueprint, man. Like I
Okay.
said, I always tell people, man, it wasn't. I didn't have too many role models out here.
Gotcha.
It wasn't too many people out here that I wanted to be like. I knew I saw people in the hood that I didn't want to be like.
Yeah.
I did see that,
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I had too many role models out here, man. Besides, the ladies in my household. My mother, my grandmother. I had female role models in the house. They worked hard every day.
Okay.
I knew I didn't want to work my fingers to the bones. I know I didn't want to work for 30 years to get a $800 a month Social Security check. I did know that.
Gotcha. Much respect to your grandma. She just passed.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. And she was a good example, man, of the earlier and the latter for me, man. We was always well off. I didn't, like they say, get it out the mud, man. I didn't have to get it out of the mud, man. We was always well off, thanks to her.
Exactly.
Because she worked her fingers to the bone so that we would be well off. But then I saw as she retired, we ended up having to take care of her financially because that money that the government gives you after retirement is nothing.
Yeah.
So it was barely enough to take care of our medication, less known the bills in the house.
Gotcha.
So
it might have been enough at that time, but you got to think.
Yeah,
people
inflation.
retire 20, 30 years later.
Yeah.
It ain't enough.
Right. So that was kind of me right there saying that, hey, this is what I don't want to do.
Gotcha.
I don't want to work forever and watch my grandmother go through what she went through financially at the end,
Okay.
to where me and my mother had to take care of her.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I knew the entrepreneurship would do it for me, and I knew that if I was able to stack enough money in my earlier years, I can retire at a decent age and have enough money to take care of myself for the rest of my life and the generational wealth that I'm creating, that my kids can, make sure that I get a nice check from these businesses that I'm creating,
Exactly. Yeah. What you are creating them, boy. You ain't
Oh, yeah.
wasting no time. You popping them. Keeping them popping.
Keeping them ideas going, man.
Yeah. Putting it right into get an idea, Let's do it.
Put it out there, man. And right now, Master P has been a great influence on me, man. That's one of my mentors, you know. We talk every now and then. I tell him what I'm doing, and I tell him I'm mimicking what he's doing. He tell me to go for it.
Exactly.
That's what he say. He say, go for it. There's enough money out here for everybody.
It is.
Yeah, he want to see black products on the shelves, whether it's mine sitting next to his or mine sitting next to another. He say he want to see black products on all of the shelves, of all the grocery stores, you know.
Exactly.
So he's steady popping products, and I'm coming right behind him.
Dope. So you in the club space at this time with Rio. Then you let go Rio. Then you came on.
I had Juices and Jams in Hannibal, Missouri. I had my spot in Hannibal, Missouri.
I remember that.
Yeah, I had my juice bar up there in my clothing store.
Did you have Candelas too?
Was that? No, I didn't have Candelas.
Okay.
No. And after my spots up there, my clubs up there, Hannibal, Missouri, that's when I got the opportunity to buy the Junkyard Bar and Grill.
Gotcha.
You know, and that's when I changed the name to Pure Ultra Lounge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then that's where the sauce was created.
The sauce was created, yes. The sauce was born in Pure Ultra Lounge. That's hence the name, you know, Pure Heat. You know, that's where it came from. I had an excellent cook in my kitchen there, and he abruptly quit on me to follow his girlfriend to Kentucky. I guess she up one day and said, hey, I'm moving to Kentucky, and he said, I'm going too. So he called me on the phone and said, Reggie, I'm moving to Kentucky with my girlfriend. I said, when? He said, today.
God dang.
Right, so I had no cook. So I had to get in the kitchen and try to duplicate these sweet and spicy wings that he was making.
Gotcha.
And when I got in the kitchen and whipped it up and played around with a couple of, you know, recipes, and I finally got it, you know, I had people knocking on the door to the kitchen saying, damn, what you put in those wings? They taste better than your last cooks. When they told me that, I knew it was on and popping from that point. So, you know, I whip up a couple of batches of it. After I hired a new cook, the only thing he had to do was put the sauce on.
Because you already had it made.
Yeah, I already had it pre-made. And eventually, you know, the clubs closed. St. Louis doing what they do, you know, got me shut down because the guys don't know how to act around here.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit a couple of years later. You know, in between my trials and tribulations with the justice system, you know, the pandemic hit. And after the pandemic hit, I got a lot of people at home cooking and playing in food. And people started asking me for wings. Reggie, why don't you make some of those Pure Heat wings and bring over, you know? Why don't you bring some to my mother's repast or my cousin's wedding or my niece's baby shower?
Man.
So I said, hey, man, you know, I got to stop taking out my chicken, you know? I'm tired of cooking for y'all. So and I said to myself one day, you know, when the pandemic first hit, I was like, man, I said, it's not my chicken wings they want. Anybody cooks some chicken wings, they want that sauce that's on there. I said, let me bottle this sauce, man, and see what it do. I jumped on Amazon and bought 12 bottles, 12 caps, and made me some labels at Office Depot. And I put on Facebook, you know, I got my sauce for sale. Man, they was pulling up in my house, man, like it was a drug house. Man, they had it, but it sold out in a couple hours, man, and I did it a couple of more times. And I said, I might be on to something here. Let me get 100, 200, 300 bottles, you know, and I started getting larger quantities and flipping them like that, man. And eventually, you know, grocery stores started contacting me. I knew I couldn't keep selling it out of my house or making it out of my house, so I ended up, you know, getting co-packers down at the processing plant, you know, so we got our plant downtown where the sauce is produced at now. And the rest is history, man, you know, with the sauce.
So where, right now you in how many stores?
The sauce is in about 300-400 stores.
Golly.
Yeah, I'm in all Schnucks locations. I'm in Hy-Vee stores, Save-A-Lot stores, and a bunch of smaller mini marts, meat marts across the country. Dallas, Vegas. What's that?
It's always sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially the one on Bell Fountain.
Yeah,
I went in there one time to get something, it was sold out. But I didn't come back, and I got the sweet, what the sweet and tangy was it?
Sweet and spicy.
Yeah, sweet and spicy. And that didn't even last that long in my house. My kids was putting sweet on everything.
Yeah, so the sauce is doing pretty good, man. And behind the sauce, I came out with my seasoning. You know, so I got my dry rub. I don't have any of that here with me today. I'm sold out. So I'm going back in the lab with that this evening. And my potato chips just dropped, man, for 314 a day. So I just popped the chips off. And I got my own line of coffee, too.
Yeah, I seen that, too, at the coffee. Like, so you just dabbling in the whole mecca, which is like, when you think about black entrepreneurs, I don't even think that crosses their mind.
I know.
To go in that food area, and black people are really known for cooking. especially grandmothers, they known for getting there, got their own recipe. They don't even like my mama when she cook. She can't tell you how she do it. She just been doing it so long.
Right,
it's just natural to her.
right.
But
It
they don't
is.
never fathom. Let me sell this. Like,
Well, you know,
why is
you
it?
got a lot of people selling the food, but then you need that base, that foundation to go in the food, the condiments, you know,
Gotcha.
and that's something they don't get off into a lot of the condiments.
They not probably realizing that it's not the food. Like you just said, it's not the food that they buy.
It's that taste,
it's
man.
the taste.
It's that taste. And you
Gotcha.
need those condiments to make that taste.
Gotcha.
You know, you can I always say some, you know, races of foods bland and some is too much heat. You know, when you come the Latinos, you know, the spice,
Yeah.
and you know the different cultures with the foods, and if you make those spices, you know, and you make the seasonings, each genre of people, each nationality, each culture of people can use your spices to season it how they want it up to their taste level.
Exactly.
You know, no matter what it is.
Is that why you
know?
kind of did the three different flavors?
3 different flavors.
Kind of
Yeah.
give each person
Yeah.
their own little taste.
Yeah. Yeah.